Hey everybody, this is Steve from Blackstar UK, hanging out at A Strings in Pontypridd, and I'm here today to show the lovely guys here the Unity bass range from Blackstar. It's the first time we've ever done anything truly bass range, so it's a very exciting time for us. We're about 10.5 years old now, and we've been asked for it for a long time globally. So here we are with Bass Unity Pro System. There are all combos. So we have a 30 watt, a 60 watt and a 120, and then we jump across to a 250 watt combo and then a 500 watt 210, which is this one I have with me today. The 30, the 60 and the 120 all share a very similar feature set. So there's a choice of voicing, a full EQ, chorus, effects, compressor, and USB out for recording. So some pro features in a small combo format. From the 120 and above, we jump to a full feature set, which I'll run through with you today. So what we have, if we look at the panel, is an analog input stage with -10 dB or 0 dB, depending on passive or active instruments. But if you want more headroom or more drive going on at lower volumes, you can sort of dial that to taste. We have our typical preamp gain and then master volume at the furthest end of the panel. And then we've got 3 voices, and that's not so dissimilar to something you would expect from any digital bass amp range. But we have flat, modern and classic. But what is important is that we've got 3 responses. We've got linear, 6L6 and 6550 tube simulations. So if you can appreciate, every voice has 3 responses, every response has 3 voices. So there's a lot of versatility going on there as a player. Try and think of it as a Swiss Army knife. You wouldn't use every tool simultaneously. What we're trying to give you is a blank canvas with lots of paints to paint your picture, lots of colours to paint your picture. The sound in your head to find it, Blackstar's ethos. But I'm going to give you 3 quick examples of voicing and play the same lick on each, just to show you how different you can make the bass amp sound very quickly. Okay? So I'm going to start with flat and linear. And this will give you a really nice Class D sort of simulation, if you like. Lots of headroom, very clean, very modern, very poppy. If I quickly jump across to modern 6L6, it's a very different amp altogether. Then we have classic and 6550, which is our final voicing and our final response. This is more of a raspy, American, grittier tone, okay? You get the idea. So there's 3 examples for you. Then we jump to 3 choices of drive. There's overdrive, which is a natural clipping preamp sound. Then we have distortion, which is based on a stomp box in the front end of a bass amp. And then finally fuzz, which is based on a classic fuzz pedal. So we have a drive control. This increases gain, but also at the same time, it's a mix between dry and wet. So you can really dial in the sound that's working for you. So let's start with overdrive. And I'm going to go for a 50% mix, and I'll switch it on from the FS12 foot switch. So here we go. Let's go for distortion, which is our next option. Again, a different sound altogether. And then finally, fuzz. So you can suit that to taste, and you can determine which overdrive or choice of drive you have from the board before you pre-select it. We've got our lows, mids and highs on our EQ, and we also have a semi-parametric sweepable mid to find out where your mids will cut for you. Again, set to taste. Moving to the effects, we've got chorus and octave, okay? They only exist on the 250 and the 500. Like I said earlier, the smaller have compression and chorus, but no octave on there. And no choice of drive. It's just one drive channel on the smaller products. But the chorus rate is set, but the level is adjustable by yourself via two very small trim pots on the back, which control the overall chorus level and the octave down or up. So it's like a poly-octave generator built in. But let's first just look at the chorus. So this is set to a maximum level. Dry. This is a minimum level. I kind of like it up to 100% because it gives me that nice, natural, creamy chorus tone. Again, dry and on. Then we have octave, which I've currently set to a low octave to show you first. Here's the high octave option. And somewhere in between. Tracks really well if I hold a low note. There's no wobble there that you sometimes get from octave effects. So let's maybe try a chorus with the octave and then introduce some drive as well. Like I said, with the FS12, the optional FS12, you have the options of using it like stomp boxes. So there we had fuzz, chorus and octave simultaneously, giving you sort of like a synth tone. Finally, on the FS12, the last foot switch gives you a chromatic tuner with the LED screen as your sort of visual of that. Then the FS13 that comes with the amps gives you compressor on or off, and then effects loop on or off as well. Now the compression control is one dial. It basically introduces more attack, more threshold. There's a lot of things happening simultaneously there. So you get a little bit of a line level lift, but also that squelched tone, great for slap, great for harmonics, that sort of thing. So here's without and then with. So you do get some change there, and you will feel that physically, probably more so than on film. So let's take a look at the rear panel of the amp. Okay, so looking at the rear panel of the amp now, of course we've got our mains input there. We have foot switch, which is just a standard jack to jack cable. You don't need TRS to work this, it's just a standard jack to jack, which connects to your foot switch, FS13 or FS12. MP3 line in if you're jamming to sort of drum backing tracks and you want to groove. This is all our output stage here. So we have USB for direct output recording straight to your door. We also have headphones. We've got an overall level trim pot, very small, but you can sort of, it's very hot when it's all the way up, but you can tailor that back if it's too hot hitting the desk. We've got an emulated or DI out option there. Emulated gives you a cab sim, it gives you all the noise that you're getting from your front panel straight out. DI is just a standard clean signal output. And that's your balanced output for that. You've also got a ground lift if you're having any problems on stage as far as noise. Effects loop, send and return. Then we've got our small effects trim pots. This is your chorus level. Remember, the rate is set, but you've got your minimum or maximum. And then your octave blend between low and high or somewhere in the middle. At the end here, we've got the cabinet link. This is super important. In the Unity range, we've built a powered extension cab, which is rated at 250 watts, that you can link with a balanced XLR cable, and it will give you an extra 250 watts of juice, hitting your pre-existing 500 watts in this example. You can also daisy chain as many as you want. So what could work in a small bar, if you add an extra cab, would work on a festival, maybe a small festival stage, and then a large festival you could link maybe 6 of them running off your single unit. The extension cab can be used passive or active, and it has its own volume trim pot on there, so you can use it with heads as well, and it's got the really nice Blackstar emblem logo like you saw on this product. So it's quite a universal look and attractive, we hope. But the cabinet link is a super important part of the Unity bass range. Thank you very much for watching this video. I've been Steve from Blackstar, hanging out at A-Strings, and make sure you come and check these out, get your orders in. They are fantastic, and it's a brand new thing for bass players to get their teeth sunk into. We'll see you soon, man. Thank you.